Yo, we're back. You know what I'm saying? Again, back for the second time, trying to get these issues together. Just to so I can, I don't know. Maybe I'm a control freak sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I needed to get this shit kind of try to figure it out, and it looks like I got it figured out. So yeah, back to what I was saying. Well, it looks like I had it figured out. Okay, there we go. Back to what I was saying about losing control and just shit in general. It's real hard to like deal with those things and face those things as they come because it's a tough motherfucking road. You know what I mean? And like I said right before I stopped the first stream, and thank you guys anyways for having patience. But sometimes shit just don't work out, and you just got to deal with it on on the fly sometimes. And so that's what I did. So I apologize for anybody that was listening that had to tune back in, but we're back in it, and it seems as though yeah, I'm about to post the link right now. It seems that we seem to got it under control, and I seem to be moving around now on camera. So yeah, I dealt with it. But then again, isn't that kind of life? You find yourself in a problem situation, and then it's up to you to find a solution. Like I said, I don't have a therapist on standby. I don't have money like that. Hold on, we got Jizzo in the building. My brother. Jizzo, what's cracking?
Yo, what's good, brother? Can you hear me?
Yo, Jizzo. Anyways, whenever he
Yo,
gets back on screen. I don't have a therapist, and
yo,
so
yo.
can't hear you, fam. So it's a tough road. You know what I mean? You gotta rely on people and shit.
Can you hear me or
I
no?
think I know exactly why I can't hear you. God damn, boy, this shit killing me right now. Hold on, hang tight. I know exactly why. At least for this one. I know exactly why. Should be able to hear you now.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. Definitely hear you. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. Man, it's tough night. You know how the shit goes, man. Technical difficulties, all that. But you know what? The shit's you just gotta keep it pushing either way. And that's the kind of time I'm on right now. But
That's what's up, brother. I'm here, man. Just my video gonna be off because it's pointless. I'm in this dark truck.
oh yeah, no worries, man. I'm in it anyways.
I'm in here. I couldn't let you sit up. I was just gonna watch for fuck it. I was just gonna watch the show, and I'm like, man, let me just hop on real quick. So
yeah, and I
let's
appreciate
get it
because it's hot out here for a pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
OT
I'm
is
just
in
trying
the
to get
building.
that.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, it's like every weekend they change the format on how we link in. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, man. And then all of a sudden, like my motherfucking cameras is freezing, and then they ain't showing up online. I'm gonna have to call these motherfuckers or find a whole new streaming service.
Yeah, that's funny because I lock in on the same link, and today I had to go to YouTube and log in, but I'm like, it ain't gonna stop it. One way or another, we're gonna get it done.
Right. Shout out to O'Hare One, and shout out to Jay Norm is in the fucking building. Yo, shout out. So like the whole topic today is like why do we seem to have these demons that just don't seem to go away? And it's not, I don't even know if it's like demons or whatever. It's just what I called it because sometimes as men it could take, I don't know what the fuck, to trigger some shit, and the next thing you know you're headed down this path. Because I found myself the other night, last night as a matter of fact, and I for whatever fucking reason I could not get myself out of this train of thought. You know what I'm saying? I took the 5 seconds. I did the OT thing. You know what I'm saying? I went for a walk. I did damn near everything under the sun.
All of it, right?
But you know, I'd be good for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, the shit just starts creeping back in. And next thing you know, I'm in this fucked up ass mood where not only do I want to hurt somebody, I feel like japping all the way the fuck out.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you gotta choose peace. You gotta choose peace. We spoke about this on other shows about letting other people energy affect your energy. You know what I'm saying? And just bouncing that shit off, man. I don't know. I feel like 2023 is the year like where like, you know, you just choose peace, man, because that's the reason you hold on to all that fucking anger, and it seems like that's bubbling up plus all the other shit you might have bubbling up.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Listen, like, I'm not saying I'm you know, I appreciate what you're saying though, honestly. But I understand, you know what I mean, to the best of my ability of what's going on in my head and what's, you know what I mean. But at times it just feels like there ain't shit I can do about it.
Right.
And even when I know there is.
You do have a choice. You have a choice whether to let that shit affect your peace or not.
Yeah,
right. You do have a choice.
I'm not saying I don't
say that, Gizzo, because you got to choose peace.
Yes,
you can let the side, the gray noise, or the things that's going on affect you, like we talked about once before, or you can say, you know what, I know it's coming, I hear it, but I ain't gonna dance to that.
Right, and that's what I did. I mean, like low key, that's what I did. It took me a fucking minute. I'm not even gonna front, and I ain't gonna fucking lie. It took me a motherfucking minute to pull my motherfucking self together. And especially as of late, you know, I don't particularly like, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, I'm not trying to sit around here and make excuses for nothing. You know what I mean? At the point that I am right now in my everyday life and my shit, I ain't trying to make no excuses. I'm going to take full accountability for shit. You know what I'm saying? Jay Norm says life is a short trip. Energy and vibe is a choice, because if we drop, none of this matters. That's true. Mortality puts
and for those that don't know, never been a sub T, man, Jory is literally one of the coolest, most down to earth figures, man. And I always like when I think about people that and of course we all got, like you say, our demons, man. But you know, Jory like projects that positivity, man, and he projects that shit. And I feel like he gets that back, man, because everybody that I've seen encounter Jory or deal with Jory personally, man, is, you know what I'm saying? He brings the peace and the respect, man, and he gets that shit back.
That's big facts. That's big facts. And D Nick is in the building. Shout out D Nick. The key is
what's up, man? Peace to the microphone, Misfits. What up? What up?
Yeah, he says the key is controlling momentum. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, because if I sat in that shit for like, it felt like forever, but I know it was just a matter of Charles Floyd, my boy, 7'6" Super out in Africa, is checking in right now. But
hey, check this out, man. One of my guys, I was with him in the car one time. I picked him up from the currency, and I guess old girl overcharged him for his bus pass he was getting by like $8 or something. And so he was real upset about this shit, man. And I dropped him off at the crib. 3 fucking days later, I'm with him in the car, and he looks like something's eating him up, man. And I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? 3 days later, he says, man, his dumb fucking bitch fucking overcharged me $8. And I'm like, dude, let that shit go, my guy. Like,
hey, listen, let's be very clear.
I'm not saying that's you, but it's levels.
No, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not saying that shit like I'm sitting in it. I'm saying this shit because it affected me. And the reason that I brought it up in the check-in, because I know I ain't the only one.
No, I'm not judging you. I'm just showing you I'm showing you an example. I'm showing you an example of how deep this shit gets. Like,
no, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
And the whole purpose of this, for me having this and bringing it up from my experience yesterday, is because I was able to pull through it and manage through it, and I know that I still got other shit that I, it's just a reminder that I'm not all the way there yet, and it's okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the other part of that is it was important to bring that up today because somebody else may need to hear that. Just like your man's who a day later off of $8 is still, it's just eating him alive.
It's still there. Right.
Right.
It's still fucking with him. And it ain't
it's important.
I mean, I don't know what the situation is, but $8 ain't that big a situation, but it's still that they overcharged him for the $8. I understand it, Somebody beat me out of $1.
But, come on, now you're just being Jewish. But but I'm just saying though, that just means
if they take next time they get you for $8, then they gonna get you for $20. Next time they get you for $1,000,
Yeah, and David Anthony just says, I feel you, Jizzo, but $8 can be a big deal.
Right,
either go
talk.
back and have it.
Yeah, no, y'all talking about the $8. I'm talking about dude was furious.
Yeah.
72 hours later is what I'm trying to say. Like,
right, but
I know it's about the $8.
Trying to read David Anthony's comment right now.
What's up? Shout out to the homie. That's the homie Fatal, man. Stop calling him David Anthony.
Well, that's what his shit says. Maybe you should put Fatal on it.
Or you could just read the name and know that shit too, man.
Okay, true. Shout out Fatal. He also says a glass of water. What does he say? A glass of water is light, but how long can you hold it without hurting your arm? True. And J Norm says the odds of us even living is worth the struggle called life. Shout out J Norm.
I think also, man, and I don't know if we've ever brought this up like during the show because we kind of speak like on facts and like, but choose a higher power, man. Whatever it is, like whatever your thing is, whether it's God, whether it's Allah, whatever it is, some spiritual for you, man. Choose like a higher power because, like I said on a post the other day that I made about the Shy City Cypher team praying together before our podcast last week, and it's like, man, sometimes shit just gets so overwhelming that you literally just got to put that in God's hands or whatever higher power hands that you believe in.
Yeah, that's big facts. And that higher power could be a motorcycle. Fuck, some people love other shit to death like that. It could be whatever you believe in. That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough road, and for us, for men, not just that's just one piece of the fucking puzzle. Because if we look at it, of our everyday struggles, our everyday stresses, not even to mention our melanin and just shit, it could be real hard to pull yourself out of that muck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I bring it to you guys because this is the check-in, and I did need to check in.
Nah, for sure, man. For sure. It's definitely important, man. I'm on the way to Virginia right now, and it's reminded me of 2017 because I was here 6 years ago when my uncle took his life. And I always thought to myself, man, it's crazy to think that how sad and how deep someone can get, because I thank God I haven't felt like that, but it's scary and it's sad at the same time to think that somebody can get so low and so sad that they just call it quits, man. And this crazy we having this talk, and I'm actually in Virginia. It definitely hits home.
Yeah, okay. It's also too, man. That kind of like it just opens the door. If you have any other shit lingering, it just opens the door.
Right.
And next thing you know, you're just spiraling out of control. And like I said, I don't claim to fucking have it all together. And God knows I fucking don't. But I'm doing my best every day to wake up and be a better person here in my mind and also here in my heart. And sometimes even that's difficult because we get tested. This is another thing, because I was talking to a friend earlier and we were talking about being tested by even friends that we have. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the big thing right there. Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real talk.
And it's like, so we were talking about how to like combating this shit, you know what I mean? Because some people, like the person that I was speaking about in general is a lifelong friend of mine who said some real foul ball shit to me a few years back.
Okay, right.
And my initial reaction was, fuck you, nigga. I wish you would, because you come this way doing the shit that you say you're gonna do.
Right.
I'm gonna air your ass out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's initial thinking. Because my initial thinking was, because when my man was talking about it, it was actually his brother. And he was like, you man, come on. I said, I know, like in my gut, I know this nigga ain't gonna do nothing. In my gut, but also in my other part of my thinking is like, what if he does?
Right.
So I'm tricked over into some other shit. And I said that because I told him, I said, I'm ready to and willing to talk to this man. I still love him. He's my brother, but he got to come to me. And then he's like, well, shouldn't you humble yourself and go to him? Because maybe you fucked him over too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you said some things to him too. And I said, at first I was like, man, I ain't never disrespected that man like that. I've never said things, and I've never said anything to him like that. But what I probably have done is, because sometimes we go, as men, we go through this back and forth of who's smarter, or who, you know what I mean, who, you know, who's going to say this and say that. And so I probably said things to him because he's used to having a bunch of minions and shit around him. And I probably said some shit to him that he didn't take so lightly, because in his mind, whatever in the fuck was going on, I can't speak for what was going on in his mind, which his retaliation was to say this other shit to me. And that is where the line was crossed for the both of us. And I think as friends, you know, and even Jizzo and I talking about some shit earlier, as friends, you know, if we have issue, I don't give a fuck. We should be able to call each other. Period. You know what I'm saying? If I have issue with OT, I'm gonna fucking call him.
Get on the phone. Right. Real
you know what I'm saying? And we can air that shit out. And I ain't gonna say sweep it under the rug or anything, but we'll find a solution to the problem.
We gotta figure it out.
We'll figure it out as men. Right. Same with Jizzo. I feel like I can call Jizzo anytime and just be like, hey, bro, you know, not that he does anything or is planning on doing anything, but, you know, we can be like, hey, bro, whatever you said last night, man, I'm not really cool with it, you know, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, matter of fact, I ain't like that last shit you said to me, bro.
Well,
I'm fucking with you, man.
Hey, shout out to E. Johnson. E. Johnson, once again, loyal, man.
Shout out E. Man. What up, E?
Shout out E. Johnson.
Hey, brothers, I just want to tell y'all, let me start my part out again. I love y'all. Thank you for letting me have this chance. Hey, if y'all you just joined the show, this is the check-in. We try to do it every Sunday, 8:30.
No, we don't try.
A little late.
We don't try, brother. We ain't trying. We ain't trying.
You know, hey, I got here at 8:40, but you know,
you here
8:30 to check in.
Yeah, you here though.
Just want everybody to know, hey, check in with us. Keep checking in. Keep linking in. Hit those likes, and follow up with us.
Yeah, we're here.
If you got something you want to talk to about us? Hit us up.
By the way, I'm Heat Detector. Jizzo's on the phone. You can't see him because he's driving right now. And that's my man.
What up, man? Follow your boy on Instagram, Jizzle for Shizzo, and look up Shy City Cypher on YouTube and check out the volumes.
Yeah,
good, excellent.
So, let's get back to the topic at hand. You know, and I think like the check-in is just an extension of everything that we're talking about. You know, and it's an extension of like having, I guess, like having a reliable source to talk to. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Non-judgmental.
Well, we are kind of judgmental, but
yeah, okay, all right. Well, you ain't gonna let him tell you anything. Say that out loud.
Not judgmental. We just gonna tell you the truth.
Thank you. There you go. There you go. All right. It's a real, because what we're trying to do is we're not trying. What we're doing is we're having real conversation about real shit,
real talk.
And that's why I brought it up today, because it fucked with me last night. And you know, I was able to maintain and manage and struggle and drag myself through it, but I did. You know what I'm saying? And the point being is that some people can't, or I'm not special in that regard. It's just that I'm more aware of my thought process, and maybe to help someone is to help them to be aware of their thought process. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to anybody?
Makes sense. Total sense.
Yeah.
Because if we're not aware of our thought process, then we're not aware that we're in charge of it. You know what I'm saying? We're not aware that, hey, you don't have to keep thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because once you start thinking about it, especially if you're upset, now you go down this motherfucking rabbit hole and you're like, oh, if I just punch this motherfucker in the face, they'll get the message.
Right.
Ooh, if I start throwing shit, then the motherfucker get the message.
Facts.
Ooh, if I just, you know what I mean? And that shit ain't cool. Not at all. And, you know, violence is never the answer. D-Nick is in the building. We got a professional in the goddamn building. He must have heard something. I must have said something. Just threw him off. Hey, shout out D-Nick in the building, man. What's cracking, fam? Yo, we can't hear you.
Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, so what did I say? What did I say this time, man?
No.
Speak freely, sir.
You know, you didn't say anything wrong. You know, per se.
Okay.
I was It was hold on, let me just 1 second. Let me get this echo out. I was watching the show. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry.
You're all good, man. No
Let me
worries.
get this echo. Let me cut that off. Can't watch the show and be on the show.
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. No, it's we call that savage energy, what you're
Right.
talking about. Like, and it's versus constructive energy and counseling. You know, like for those that don't know, I'm a counselor, and like those feelings of anger and all of that stuff, that is like y'all said, man, you always kicking it straight. All of that is control. But energy is not bad or good. Like you really wanna, like, the feeling is what the feeling is. So if you want to do damage, like run up in somebody's shit, you know what I'm saying? But the category that goes in that savage energy. You know, savage energy is defined by, does it hurt yourself and does it hurt others? Like, is it productive for it? You know what I'm saying? So you have to do something with that energy. Like being like, and it's really just an energy. It's not good or bad. We make it that way.
Right.
We make it that way in our actions and in what we do.
Okay.
You know, and that's always like, man, you know, it's not always about like ignoring it, and like that's actually not a good thing.
Right.
Like that is, it's the energy. You can't get rid of the energy. It transfers. It goes and it transfers. So the goal and the work and is transferring that energy. And where are you transferring it to?
Right. Okay. Jizzo's back in the building.
Jizzo's back. Yeah. So that was kind of what you were saying, I guess, when you were saying the energy was still floating around in you, and like he says, it's a circle to it. And I know we talk about it as in training and stuff that I've done, as it becomes a problem if you don't deal with it, because now that energy's there and it's like a snowball, and it's getting bigger, it's gaining momentum. So you gotta
well, you know, that's the crazy thing, because I did all that redirecting my thoughts and redirecting my thoughts and behavior correction, and I did all that shit. But sometimes in the moment while you're doing it, I'm just saying, it just doesn't. It's just so overwhelming, and I felt the need to bring that up tonight because, I know for sure I'm not the only motherfucker that goes through this type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that I do have some tools in my toolbox to help me deal with
now
it.
You're talking.
And now that we have this platform, that it was imperative to me that we talk about this.
Yes.
You know, it was on me, and that's part of the reason I want to say that my thinking shifted.
Right. Okay.
Because I want to be held accountable for my own shit. And I say to myself, okay, so we do this show every fucking Sunday. So I got to practice what I preach. I got to be the man that I say that I am, and not, I can't say not let the things affect me, because they do affect me.
Right.
But I've got to redirect and get my shit in the right way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And that could be just in the moment, or it could be every day. It could be however you perceive it. I mean, but that's just my thoughts. And I thought it was imperative. Again, like I said, I thought it was really important to have that message out here tonight. Maybe somebody needs to hear it, because, you know, it was just on my heart that it be talked about.
Real talk, brother. That's it. And having this brother here on this podcast with us, the professional who understands how the counseling, and like I said, through what we doing now, we learning how to deal with things a little differently. You know, how to observe, be aware what you're feeling, how you doing. That's why we talked about in some of the previous podcasts that counseling is okay, because it's going to give you those tools. Open that toolbox. You got a toolbox you'll be able to reach into and grab a tool for what you're dealing with. So,
Yeah, Charles Floyd, aka 76 Super. He's out in Africa, man, out in Ghana. He says
Okay.
you have to have the in case of emergency toolbox, and then underneath it he says in case of energy toolbox. You know,
There it is.
basically what he
Having,
said. Yeah,
let me say something. Having the tools and using them, two different things. I'm in an anger management class 20 years ago in Cook County Jail,
Right.
and I saw two dudes choke each other out during the class.
Right.
You feel me? So having the tools, using the tools.
well, I'll say this, man. In jail, people go to counseling and shit just to get at somebody that they know is going to be there. So
Yeah, but anger management, you petty as fuck. You done signed up to anger management to beat this dude's
Get with
ass.
'em.
yeah, hey, it happens.
Get
Yeah,
with 'em,
but
right.
nah, it's a process though. Everything
Yeah.
is a process, and like as a counselor, man, I see it all the time. Like, you know, these kids is hurt, and they like it, you know, like that's one of the thing in that process of our process of and when we get to our anger management section for them, understanding like, you know, this is a thing. One of the things that we ask them is anger good or bad,
Okay.
and the kids often will say it's bad because I want to, deck the motherfucker in the face or all of this type of stuff,
Right.
and you know, and they just have an idea that it's bad. And it's not bad. And then some of them, they'll always be like, some kids is like, no, man, but they gotta learn and can't be disrespecting and da da da. And it's just like, yo, how you feel that, and like I ain't finna invalidate your feelings,
Right.
but there's a category for that. Is, you know, there's positive anger expression and there's savage energy. Like that feeling is energy, and it's what
Right.
it is. And there's not like 10 tools. There's an unlimited amount of tools. Because even as a professional, we'll go through all of the tools, and you still need more tools. You still can go and get other tools from other places. You know, it's like it's crazy to think that there's not, like, even if you talking about it's like telling someone like, you know, you can't, like, people like all men cheat or something like that, like,
Categorize,
you know,
put them all in one.
yeah,
in one
no,
sack,
but it is an energy. All men don't cheat, but all dicks get hard. You know what I'm saying?
Big facts.
So it's about what are you doing and how are you handling being in compromising situations. You know what I'm saying?
It's harder. It's harder to unteach things, and I think also a lot of that anger and a lot of that aggressiveness, that shit started 15 years ago in their house because they saw mom and dad fighting, or they saw, like, you learn that shit, man. Like,
Of course. You know, but you know, like necessity. What's the equation? I move and live and think in equations. So necessity becomes habit, becomes tradition.
Right.
That's the equation. Necessity becomes habit, becomes tradition. You know, and
Okay.
so not all you have to do, and the solutions are simpler than the execution of the solution.
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
the process.
I like that.
You know,
I like
so
that.
it's like
Okay.
you're breaking the habit, but how long it take to break a habit? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a grip, but that's the thing. You're breaking the habit of, like, man, no, I gotta find something else. A lot of times it's like if a student, like, that's why I have boxing gloves in my office. So when the kid comes in and he's pissed off and he's like punching the locker, nah, come over here, come on, throw the gloves on. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do that. Right,
and then I put my mats on. Let's go. You know, hit them and tell me about it as you punching. You can punch. Don't punch them lockers. You're gonna damage your hands. You're gonna piss off the school. You're gonna upset everybody. You're gonna scare the little kids. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, and just get it out. You know, get it out. And they get it out. Then we can talk.
Then we
can
talk.
that savage energy out. You mad at me? You pissed off? All right, let's do some push-ups. Let's do some push-ups till you ain't mad no more. Till you tired and you ain't mad no more.
Right.
Then let's have a conversation. And then let's plan some strategies.
With that being said, and I know we're talking about children, but there are some people out there to be like, well, I don't know what the hell he talking about, man. I ain't got room to be doing no goddamn push-ups in the middle of the, you know what I mean? Or, you know, I'm just saying, because I'm like how people think, you know what I mean? They may take what you're saying and go, what does he mean? I'm at work. I ain't got no boxing gloves, and you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it
That's
kind of,
just a wall. That's just putting up another wall.
No, I'm just saying, because people things, how they perceive what he's saying is going to be completely different than how other people or whatever will perceive what he's saying. That's all I mean.
No, so for anybody that may be feeling like that, them's is only 2 tools.
Right.
Only
Right.
2.
There's
a
multitude of them choices. You can
there's a multitude of them.
Right.
I'm just giving an example,
right,
without saying names, because you know the information is classified. But
Right.
you know, of a situation that recently, like the school just ended. So recently, like this kid, was upset and he was mad, and and like I had to, he's pissed off and he's punching lockers and all of this type of stuff, and we're in a school where there ain't nothing but
the whoop whoop, right. I know he's talking about,
women. Like there's
negative energy. Right.
There's not nothing. So like that's scary to them. You know what I'm saying? And like people still learning how to deal with teenagers, because teenagers weren't invented until 1950. That's a whole nother conversation. So like, so it's like, come here, come on, man, come on. Like, here, I'm not finna tell you wrong. Like, let's work it out. And the kid worked it out. Calm down. Got into another kid. That kid had to go see him the next day, and and then I had them both with me, and then we talked about it, and then we had to plan the strategy. Because the whole point was to get them to walk across that stage and not blow it and get kicked out of graduation. Because graduation is coming up. It's like, I ain't trying to let y'all, like, you too close. You're too close.
To the finish line is right here. It's too close.
So, and the point is the goal. And I work with youth. So I'm a counselor for youth, but these are things that happen with adults all the time. Anyway, so it's like, the metaphor is just, what is your goals? Let's focus on the goal. What's the problem? There's, problem, reaction, solution. Like, look, if you do this, life don't go in circles. That's some horse shit that they sell to us. Life goes in octagons. There's planes and there's points and there's period, and it's circular. So you think it goes in circles. Life goes in octagons. You know what I'm saying? Not circles.
Interesting take on that. I like that.
Yeah, E. Johnson says, truth be told, we're very much needed because of the scourge, I guess he says, of single mother households can't teach young men how to become a man. So these efforts and actions you speak of are very necessary info.
Excellent.
Yeah, but you sure? Well, he said, I don't know. We had that conversation last time, and I believe it was E's wife that responded and said that a single woman could definitely raise a man. But that's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that ship is going to keep on sailing, because there's going to be 50-50 on both sides. Like, there's going to be dudes that say it's possible. There's going to be women say it's possible. There's going to be women say it's impossible. There's going to be women say it is possible. I was raised by a single mother, but shit, that shit fucked me up. You know what I mean? Truth be told, because I did get to a point, and not trying to bring all that up, but it does matter though, because I got to a point where I wasn't afraid of her anymore. I was afraid of her more mentally and in my heart, but not afraid physically. And that plays a huge role, because it's like, okay, so what? She gonna whoop my ass now? You know what I mean? Right. I can stop her from whooping my ass. You know,
that's that puberty thing. That's when that testosterone,
just shit.
That biological thing kicks in, right? Steady. Yeah.
But as far as going back to go back and get us back on, or to be on track with the shit, when I was going through this shit yesterday, I figured something out that was really fucking crazy, and it wasn't. It's crazy because I was like, oh wow, you know what I'm saying? I had a little oh wow moment, because at that particular moment I was being real motherfucking selfish, because I was wanting to be seen and heard for me being upset,
right?
Which in turn had me doing a whole bunch of other shit, like huffing and puffing and making faces
in that goofy loop.
Yeah, and Yeah, for lack of better terms, yeah, in a goofy loop.
In that goofy loop, because once you get in that loop, and like I said, you can justify anything. That's how we justify it. Let's go get the trigger. Let's make this shit happen. You know, you can get in that goofy loop, and if something don't, hey, wait a minute, hold up. That ain't, you eat and whatever. It may not be with that, with anything, but let's say let's use the wife real quick. You and the wife talking. She got a perspective. She done talked to her girlfriend about something. Now she talking about you like that don't make no damn sense. Get on out with that BS. Now look, you're gonna create.
You can say bullshit. You don't.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I'm saying. You know, like I said, I'm simulate talking to the better half. So you wanna, if you tell her get out with that bullshit, you know, get out with that BS. You already done took it to a level that she not gonna listen. You're not gonna listen, and there's gonna be a breakdown in communication. So that'll go, and it just keep going around. If you go to sleep with that bullshit, next day to start up, she gonna still be thinking about it. You ain't gonna think about it. Next morning, your cereal gonna be on the floor, and then your clothes gonna be ready. Now you got another problem. Now, see what I'm saying? And
well, you're lucky, motherfucker. Your clothes is ready for you in the morning, and you're lucky enough to have cereal being thrown on the floor.
Hey,
I can't get a motherfucker to make me toast around this motherfucker.
Go to get the cereal. There ain't no milk in the damn thing. I had half a gallon of milk left. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my point is that like I did, because I was using these tools and clearly I need more tools, but I was using these tools, and then I had the little wow moment of like, wow, that's being real motherfucking selfish. You know what I'm saying? Which in turn helped me to redirect more of my thinking and help me to move on into some, you know, a different
different plane, right?
Plane of thought and straighten up my behavior. You know what I mean?
Yes,
my physical that people could see.
Right.
You know, because we have those two levels of that shit. There's shit going on in our head, and then there's our physical stance or body language that we'll have that, you know, people can see. And clearly my body language was all over the fucking place last night. Motherfuckers walking and the whole time I'm thinking I'm being incognito. You know what I'm saying? And you know, everybody's, are you okay? Are you okay? No, I'm fine. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
That's because your body language shows that.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
But yeah, I just feel like these, you know, I have all these moments, and this is why I love the show so much, because it also allows us to have dialogue, and it allows more positive thinking, more of understanding and shit. And that's why I really appreciate you jumping in, D-Nick, man, because even for some that may not understand, I'm not calling anybody stupid or anything like that, but some people just have a different level of understanding. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to have somebody there, because I'm not a fucking therapist. I'm not a fucking counselor. I don't even know what the fuck I'm thinking about half the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had almost a whole meltdown last night. So I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I'm aware.
Neither am I, man. Like, yeah. I can go crazy too, and then, you know, then the people be like, oh, see, the counselor did it, you know, and all that. And then, like, the whole thing is it's a process. Like I said, man, everything with me, I'm moving in equations: context, compassion, nuance, and data. You know what I'm saying? Like, context, compassion, nuance and data. You know, straight up. And, you know, and everything is a process, man. Shit, Microphone Mistress was opening for Slum Village Friday, and Muggs was getting ready to, not our crew, right. And you know, but Muggs was getting ready to fight the sound man in the
DJ Muggs.
No, like motherfuckers, like heads, like, you know, it's getting ready to fight the sound man and the hospitality crew. I'm just like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing that we have to be aware of, that we're not in charge of somebody else's behavior and shit. And that's one of the things that I had to like redirect my shit last night, because I'm not in charge of that shit. Even if it was them that was giving that energy out, I'm not in charge of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's important that we understand we're not in charge of somebody else's shit. And if that's what they're doing, I can't let it affect me and my behavior. You know what I'm saying? I have to be able to move like an all-terrain vehicle over this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, shout out to E. Johnson. He said
I,
he.
I,
Go
I
ahead.
bring that up, man, because like we all like it was almost a moment, you know, with my bandmate, you know, shout out to the Ray of Light, because when all of the hecticness was going on, you know, like nobody's turntables was work. We had already got off stage, we broken down. I'm at the merch table, and so they're dashing. They're like, man, just use the microphone misfits turntables. Let's set them back up. And they're like, man, not unless D say get an okay. Nah, like we not doing that. You know, Mel don't play. He a Marine,
Right.
so he don't play. And so they're coming to me, and you know, and they're like, yo, can they use your can the headliners use your decks? And my partner Ray Light was like, man, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like we did this, and from his standpoint, his vantage point, he's coming from when we was coming up. Like people used to front on us a lot. Like that's why
Right.
we got our own equipment. We bring it everywhere we go. We ain't using nobody. We ain't using the house system. We ain't using nobody's shit. You know, and like cause people spat on us when we was coming up. So Ray's coming from that perspective, like hell no. And he's coming from a protective standpoint, like y'all not finna take advantage.
Take our
D.
stuff, right?
You know what I'm saying? D, like don't y'all not finna take advantage of D. And then you know, like there was an issue with them because some of their people was not understanding that. And then I have to make a decision. I have to make a compassionate like decision. Like, do we share? Do we grant them what we weren't granted? Like earning our stripes and earning our weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, or do we just like nah? You know, nah.
Nah, man, not tonight.
Nah. Can't help you, bro. My bad.
And when we you know, I was like, nah, cool. We'll let them use our stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to talk to them. I had to talk to their people. Like, look, because you know they was trying to 50-year hip hop. You know, Ray like, because they legends and it's 50 years of hip hop and we all hip hop and da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, but you know, y'all wouldn't let us use y'all shit. Y'all wouldn't
Right.
let us. Y'all wouldn't move the stage back for the B-boys. But that's cool. That's cool. You know, like I can't control that. I can only control me and my crew and put good energy in there. So we'll bite the bullet and we'll do the good, the honorable thing. Not that we better than anybody, but it's more like, what you know what? I'm gonna just look out for the crowd that want to have a good show.
All right, I have a question.
And it came back to us. It came back to us like that night because everybody, even if they probably wasn't gonna, everybody supported the merch table and was like, man, thank you for saving the show.
That's
Thank
what's up,
you for
man.
saving the show.
Real quick, E. Johnson, you can keep commenting, bro. If we're not reading them right away, it's because we're having a discussion. Also, too, just this quick question because Charles Floyd, aka 7'6" Super. By the way, he's from Chicago. He just lives in Guyana right now.
Blessings.
He says, because I find this as a question. He says you got to control the controllable. I don't know so much about that because you can't control anybody. You can only control yourself.
Well, I think what he said is the variables that you can control. Like the brother said just now. He said if we choose to let them use it, we're gonna do that. We're gonna bless them. See? Even though we didn't get blessed, we got stepped on when we was coming up. But you can make that choice. Be the bigger man. You know, make that simulation. Do the calculations. It's 50th. Let's make it happen and be a blessing. Let's pay it forward.
And see, that just goes to show you, man. Perception is a motherfucker because I saw that as something completely different, and then you shed light on something and go, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, I get that." Because right after that, 7'6" says, "Control yourself. Control yourself. Then, if you can." He said, "I'm saying don't focus on controlling others." See, perception is a motherfucker, man. You know. How we perceive things, man, but shit. I mean, that fuck, I don't even know, man. There's a lot to unpack on every time we do a show. There's a lot to it, I think, and it's good to do these things and it's good to talk about these things because I really do feel like because as a person who grew up most of my life not having anybody to talk to, and I know how frustrating that could be, and walking around with all this fucked up rage and savage energy that led me down a bunch of paths that I didn't have to take. that didn't need to happen. And as an elder statesman now, and trying, not trying, but doing better every day for myself here, you know what I'm saying, and here with the compassion and shit, it's important that we have these types of discussions. And it always just seems like it always keeps going back into this full circle of tools and having people to talk to. Yeah,
I like that. I'm gonna have to hold that.
My man, and you probably was waiting on that. It's like,
yeah.
we're gonna come back. It's gonna come back to the octagon. Wow. Patiently waiting.
Yeah. Different angles and things. So it ain't
man, different plateaus and points, but they go in a circular motion, so it tricks you sometimes. But no, that's an octagon, man.
I like I like that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll put that tool in my tool belt.
You got a tool belt? I got a tool box. I got one of them big ass diesel tool boxes.
No, man, you can't carry that with you.
I got 3 wrenches in that motherfucker. That's it. I need to fill that bitch up. Because them wrenches is broken, boy. I was trying to use the motherfuckers last night, boy. It wasn't fitting on the bolts and shit. You know what I mean? Man, I had it was tough. It was tough. But, you know, the good thing about it is there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? The good thing about it is that, you know, I'm able to reflect on it, not in a bad way. I'm able to move forward. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm able to be aware of that shit. So now when and if this thing ever happens again, I'm a little bit better equipped this time around. Right. Because a lot of this shit is new to me. And that's another thing we should tell people. There's nothing there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with self-reflection. There's nothing wrong with any of these things because you're gonna grow from it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Grow and benefit. Like I was telling y'all, when I did speak to that therapist a couple months back, which was actually my first time, after I unloaded all my shit on her, I said to her, I need therapy, huh? Like, you think I need therapy? And she was like, no, I don't think you need therapy, but I think you could benefit from it. So that was a good take on it for me. Like, all right, then, you know, I get some benefits out of it. Not do I need it because I'm fucked up, but just to try to become better. But yeah.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And I think we all definitely need conversation. You know what I mean? Because even going into the show tonight, I was even still kind of second guessing myself, and I had to redirect my thinking. Like, come on now, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to have a come on, what the fuck moment. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you crazy. Doesn't make you. Because some people, I'm just putting this out there that some people may think that if you think to yourself things that you're talking to yourself and you're crazy. No. You're reflecting. You're some people call it the Holy Spirit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, that's telling you, hey, think differently. Hey, move in this direction, or whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, is all I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
But you saying nothing wrong with speaking it out loud, like
out loud to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Manifest it if you have to manifest it internally. Manifest it verbally if you have to. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a part of the thing. If you want it to vibrate in your system, like you can think it, and then when you speak it, you know, like it's vibrating in throughout your whole body. It's part of the whole momentum and building the momentum in this stuff. Because you know, you do it when you're angry. I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
Right.
All of that is vibrating in you to be lashed out. You know what I'm saying? So when you're doing the other end of the spectrum where it's like, gotta do right, gotta do this. Let me just focus on here. That like is vibrating in you and you're building the momentum. Everything is momentum. You know what I'm saying? You get hyped up to do stuff. You hype down to do stuff. You know, it's you know, control of breath is control of energy. When you're angry, you're panting, but when you're calm, or you know, that's why they do like in all those spiritual philosophies where it's like Taoism or Buddhist monks and all of that, you know, they give you the is because of the
vibration frequency, right?
You know, you feel it in your body, and it's the vibration of that, and it's a calming vocal sound. It's not a word, it doesn't mean anything. even in the Asiatic languages. It's
You sure
just
about that? Because in the streets, if I go, motherfucker gonna be like, what do you mean? No, I'm just saying.
What you think about?
If you signify, that's different. That's if you signifying. That's if you signifying. So that
Right.
means something. But in context,
Right.
in context, like no, it's a calming vibration that that resonates in your body. Is because it like that's a vibrating sound. It's going through your throat, your chest, the whole night, and it just spreads throughout your body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So listen, man, I think we should close this out. D Nick, any final words?
Just peace and blessings, and man, Jizzo, I'm sorry, man, I didn't even get to speak to you, brother, but blessings to you, Jizzo, and salute to everybody on their journey.
Man, big facts, Jizzo.
Yeah, man. Peace to all y'all on the show, man. I had to tune in. I'm driving on the way to VA right now, but definitely, we always need reminders of everything that we talk. We talk so much about it that sometimes shit goes over our head, and these reoccurring conversations about it is just us training ourselves, and hopefully us training those that are tuning into the show for that kind of leadership. Some people are too proud to ask for help. Some people are, they don't want to seem less than somebody because they're asking for the help. So this is just a perfect place altogether, man, to come to listen and even be a part of the show, man. Like D Nick, man, hitting that link and tuning in. And we encourage everybody that's listening to do the same thing and get in the conversation. And I know we talk a lot about men's issues, but we always need the other side of the conversation. So I always say, ladies, if you're watching, tune in, make sure that you comment or hit that link and get on the show and give us your opinion. So much love to you, brothers, man. Anybody who's listening, choose peace over whatever, man, because life's too short. Life is too short. And I love y'all, man. Peace.
Man, word, man. My guy.
Safe travels. Safe travels.
Brother.
Appreciate it, brother.
OT.
All right, brothers.
Talk to us.
We've wrapped up another show. Again, Tahid, I appreciate the opportunity. All the listeners, D, Gizzo, every time I hear you, for a young brother, you got a whole lot of wisdom. So I got to give it up to you.
Appreciate you,
my
brother.
thing is, I want to give out tonight is a shout out to everybody that's looking for higher enlightenment. That's my thing right now. I'm going to try to do the next goal. Going to the next goal in the next peg in my life is looking for enlightenment. So I may be changing a little bit.
I don't know about that one.
Keep what you're doing. Appreciate you.
Yeah. And I'm going to close out by saying this. Whatever you're going through in life, man, good, bad, or indifferent, man, any feelings that you have, they matter and they mean something. If you're pissed off, you're pissed off, but it means something. It's not for nothing. If you're upset, if you're hurt, all of these feelings matter. But what matters even more is what you do and how you treat these things. As I said, we're not, well, at least I'm not. I know OT ain't, not yet. We're all working towards becoming some type of counselors or something. I'm doing some little shit on it. But the point is that, we're here to have a conversation. We're here to help people that maybe don't know how to have this conversation. Again, like, we're not perfect, because even I, as going towards this show today, was still questioning, should I even talk about it? Which is almost, it's just stupid to me in my own thinking because of what I'm really doing every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to say this: it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to hurt. It's okay for all of these things, just as much as it is okay to be happy. It's just about what we do to them. It's just about how we react to them. It's just about how we think about them. It's just about how we move forward, to say it lightly or politely. You know what I'm saying? And with that, this has been the check-in, man. We'll see y'all again next Sunday at 8:30. We are here all the time. Hit us up on at Unwrap on YouTube, at Unwrap on Facebook, Heat Detector. Shout out to OT. Thank you, sir, so much. I love you, brother, man. Thank you for being a part of the team. D-Nick, I don't even know if you know this, bro, but you becoming a part of the goddamn team.
I've been watching for a long time, man. I just, you know, y'all hit something, and I'm like, oh man, you know, I'm like, and I'm off. You know, I'm not doing caseloads, so I'm just doing one-on-ones for the summer when the kids come in. So
I feel like you're doing 1-on-4s right now.
Right. It don't feel like work at this point. In the fall, I'm gonna like, hey, didn't it come on? Nah, it's like work. It's like working off the clock.
Nah, but we 100% appreciate you chiming in, because you right now you opening the door, and you're basically kicking the door in right now, showing people that it's okay to chime in. You know, you don't have to be heard, just like Jizzle. He's not on camera right now, but he's being heard. So, you know, we really appreciate you coming in, man, every fucking time, man. It's
thank you, man.
It's a blessing.
And I'm working the field. I'm a professional, but that doesn't make me no expert. That means that I have certain certifications and I've had certain trainings. That doesn't make me better than anybody else, because before they could get those certifications and those trainings and develop those and sell those and give them to people like me, they started doing what you brothers is doing now, man. Like building and constructing it. So
thank you, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
And with that being said, man, we're up out this piece. We'll see y'all next Sunday, man. This has been the check-in, bro.
Check-in, motherfucker.
Yeah. What Jizzo said. Peace.